to submit our heart to say, Lord, here I am. I don't have much talent. Do whatever you want to do. If you want to give me some talent, I'll take it, but I don't.
Yeah.
My hands are here to carry things.
Probando.
1, 2, 3, sí, 4.
Okay, the music that you just heard was from just a few minutes ago in Fito's living room. Our guest today is my friend Fito, aka Rodolfo Patiño.
Sí, señor.
Fito was playing the marimba, and his son Haven, who's 9?
9, yes.
9, yes. 9 años was playing a little percussion station that they just created today, right?
Yes, we were putting together.
Yeah.
Haven's idea. He came, hey, I want to make this today. So, okay, let's do it.
Yeah. Haven is a very creative young kid. Fito and I are both involved in the music side of Joyful Law Music, which is most of it. This podcast is a strictly conversational thing, although we do sprinkle in some music to inspire vibrant faith in Jesus. But Haven is one of the students in our program and has played drums live on stage with us. We involved the kids in the creations. We involved them in the recordings. Part of learning by doing.
That's right.
You can call it discipleship. You can call it teaching, apprenticeship, whatever you want to call it. But
even sometimes he became my helper when I had students at home.
Yeah,
He helped us, hey, play some rhythm there.
Yeah.
And we start jamming and
yeah,
it's amazing.
Yeah, and it's beautiful, right? And,
Yeah.
and you and Melissa are really good at just bringing him along and involving him in stuff. And he's a smart kid.
Yeah.
So Fito is a friend that I met a couple years ago. If you've been listening to the rest of the podcast, you know the story of how we met. He was my original pile of rocks. We'll get to that segment later, but the thing I can look back to in recent history that reminds me of God's faithfulness, because I prayed at the start of Joyful Law Music that God would send me the right people. And God's more creative than I am. I have some, thoughts in my head of what kind of people I might need, but I leave it up to him to create the details. And Fito has just been absolutely a godsend. We're two peas in a pod. You know that expression?
Kind of. I'm picturing. English is my second language, just to clarify.
Right.
Sometimes I take it word by word.
Yeah. But you do really good with expressions. So,
another one.
two peas in a pod means we're somehow we just fit together really well.
Yeah.
And so you've been helping me make the music a little more spicy, which is great. Like I said, it's one of those things that God just provided, because I have always had such an interest in international music, and I wanted to include that in our music teaching and in our music creation. And so just that aspect alone has been great. But also, Fito just has a beautiful heart, which you will hear as we talk. So, Fito.
Yes.
Tell me. Tell us where you grew up, how you first kind of came to faith, the seeds of your faith, and then when it became more living and active. Give us a short history lesson.
Okay, I'm gonna take you 39 years ago.
Okay, that's way back.
Yeah, but we're gonna try to make it very, very condensed.
Yeah.
So I was born in Ecuador, in a small island. It's called Muisne. It means abundance in native language down there.
Yeah.
It's surrounded by mangrove. There's coconut trees everywhere. Sand. You can go to the beach. 5 minutes, you are in front of the ocean, jumping from my house. It was a beautiful experience. I was telling Ben that God plans everything. He is preparing our hearts when we allow Him to work. And then I grew up in a Christian family. My grandfather, he knew about the Lord when he was in his mid-40s. So he became to Jesus, and all his kids, they were preached. My dad was one of his kids. And when everybody started growing up, everybody took their own path. Some stay in faith, others walk away. But at the end of the day, I decided to stay. And it was a beautiful upbringing back home. I have beautiful memories. I was remembering memorizing verse when I was a child. With my dad, we didn't have hydro. I grew up in a farm that is completely different from here, the farm idea. Yeah. It's a machete, very, very rustic.
Right. You told me you grew most of your own food.
Yeah, we just bought little food out in town. So, yeah, I have that beautiful experience growing up and how important is the Word of God in myself when I was memorizing, competing with my younger brothers. Try to, who knows more verse of the Bible. Yeah. And that I would say that...
Did you say already how many brothers and sisters you have?
Oh, yeah, I haven't mentioned that. I come from a very large family. We are 10 brothers, 10 siblings, 7 brothers and 3 sisters. Yeah.
Wowzers.
So that's why Haven likes mouses. Yeah, they were very busy, actually. Yeah, all this upbringing and then surrounded by the community, growing up in an island is everybody look after each other, take cares, and nobody is left behind. Yeah. And that God used that connection working my heart as I was growing up. And every day I was very interested in learning more, seeking more, asking questions. Now that I was meditating, say, if I will be one of Jesus' disciples, maybe I will be Thomas. Because all the time asking questions.
Yeah.
Say, why? How?
Yeah.
Why that guy did that? So that was me. And
your son is like that too.
He reminds me a lot of me.
Yeah.
Asking questions all the time. Yeah, that drove me a very interesting journey because I was growing up, and when I was 11 years old, I had opportunity to go into a Christian camp in Ecuador. And there was a missionary named Tim Stuck. He was playing guitar, and then I was mesmerized seeing him playing and say, oh my gosh, this guy is amazing with guitar. I never saw a guy playing an electroacoustic guitar in an amp with reverb. Sounds beautiful. Never heard that in my life.
Yeah.
You can imagine. Yeah.
And Tim was an American missionary who he grew up in Ecuador.
Yeah,
right?
he was born and raised in the jungle. Yeah. And God used his life, and then at the end of the week, he asked, who wants to receive Jesus? And then I raised my hand. Yeah. Because I was most based on fear, I would say. Like, I want to get home, make it all the trip, because we have to take a bus. Yeah. I don't want to die in this road trip and then go to hell. Yeah. I'm going to go to heaven. So if I'm a smart kid, I have to take a right decision. Yeah. So I raise my hand, walk in front, repeat the faith prayer, and that's when the journey started.
That's when the journey started. And then, but it's gone on from there. That was the seed, right?
Yes.
So maybe, at the start, you think of like your father teaching you verses and Tim and the fear of hell and different things kind of pushed you toward faith. And then how about you fast forward a little bit and tell me when maybe your faith got deeper. I like to use the phrase living and active, right?
Yeah, there's always has been, since when I was 16 years old, I got involved in the worship team because one of my older brothers, he used to be the worship leader, and he saw me grabbing the guitar and learning a couple chords. But I was not 100% committed. I was playing, wishy-washy, blaming others, not taking responsibilities. I don't want to go to church because there's some people giving me a look, and they don't like rock music. Yeah. And then I was playing between. But I remember specifically a time in my life when I was 21 years old. I grew up in a small town, small island, 6,000 people. Yeah. And then I moved to Quito, the capital. I think you've been there before. Yeah. That's packed of people.
Which was another, if people are, one of the amazing things of God bringing us together is I haven't been too many places in the world, but I have been to Quito, amazingly.
Yeah, and that's really high in the mountains. It's chill. It's cold, freezing cold for us from the
Yeah.
coast.
Yeah.
So, and then I have a beautiful experience in the top roof of the house where we were staying.
Yeah.
So a missionary, he invited me. He noticed that I was very fast learning English words. I
Yeah.
never took a lesson in my life. I used to speak without knowing how to write a word in English.
Right.
Just a parrot, listen and repeat.
Yeah.
And ask what it means. Oh, it's this. Oh, just that's it.
Yeah.
I didn't know how to write a word, nothing.
Yeah.
And he saw that I got a talent, and he invited me to live in as a guest in his house. So, and then I have the opportunity to go to school, start learning English as a career.
Mm-hmm.
So, and get involved in mission trips and Habitat for Humanity and Promise Keepers.
Yeah.
Yeah, many projects going on there, traveling to the jungle.
Yeah.
But at the age of 21, I got the opportunity going to he signed me up, this missionary. It's another guy, it's called Alan Graham.
Mm-hmm.
He,
Is this
another friend in Ecuador.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Yeah, he was the one who saw the talent that this kid can do something. I'm gonna invite him come to the big city. So this guy from Costa Rica, he was the guest invited for this seminary worship kind of worship seminary.
Okay. Oh, seminar.
Seminary, yeah.
Yeah.
The musicians from all over the country, Ecuador, they were visiting
Yeah.
that, and his name is Danilo Montero. And God started using his experience, how he coming from a very broken family, which is the opposite from my growing up, but at the same time we realize we all have needs.
Yeah.
We can feel and say, oh, he grew up in my family, he wouldn't have this problem.
Mm-hmm.
If I had his problem, maybe I would have this opportunity.
Yeah.
But kind of connecting dots, and no, at the end of the day, we have that need of Jesus in our
Yeah.
hearts.
Yeah.
So, and I remember so briefly the last night, we were, they started praying for each assistant to the seminary or congress. I don't know how to describe what is the difference in English. Yeah, there were a lot of people invited to learn.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, and experiences. They were sharing experiencing in
Yeah.
their path with God.
Okay.
And everybody was lining up with the preacher, the most famous one, that he gave you words, prophecy, saying, oh, God is going to take you to nations.
Yeah.
And there was the popular until the less popular, but the lines were so packed for
Yeah.
the popular pastor
Yeah. Okay.
praying other
Yeah.
others
Yeah.
that I was, no, that's going to take me a lot of time. And then I saw the last guy, nobody was there, so I'm going to go there.
Yeah.
Blessing is a blessing.
Yeah. Right.
And then I remember this pastor, he asking me, what do you want me to pray for you? I said, I decided tonight to give my life to serve, to take in a serious serving, like Jesus with the talent that he has given me.
Yeah.
And it took me back when my dad taught me that verse. I don't know if you mind if I read in Spanish.
Absolutely. Yeah. Just read in
And then
Spanish.
you can be
maybe
my
I can read in
translator.
English. Okay.
It's in
That's good.
Ephesians 2,
Yeah.
from verse 8 to 10.
Okay.
So, it says, porque por gracia sois salvos por medio de la fe, y esto no de vosotros, pues es don de Dios, no por obras para que nadie se gloríe, porque somos hechura suya, creados en Cristo Jesús para buenas obras, las cuales Dios preparó de antemano para que anduviésemos en ellas.
It is by grace you have been saved through faith, and this is not from yourselves, it is the gift of God, not by works, so that no one can boast. For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do.
Yeah, and the last part was the one I said, God created me for do good work, and then it's up to me to take a decision to
Yeah.
say yes or no.
Right.
And I bravely or unconscious, I did.
Your conscience was moving you to do it?
I
you mean?
didn't know how
unconscious?
the magnitude,
Okay, you
which
didn't
means
right.
to say, Lord, here's my heart. I don't have
Yeah.
nothing else to give that my life to serve you.
Yeah. Yeah.
And God took serious that night. Request, pray.
Well, we step out in faith. We don't always understand it completely what we're doing. Right?
Yeah.
That's kind of what faith is, right? Is we take that step. In fact, that verse we did a song about, that ears verse, right? Like,
yes.
God honors the faith of children who we might think don't completely understand what's going on. We might think they're not as wise, but they have a purer faith, right?
Yeah.
And God also, I was just reading this morning in my reading, God opposes the proud and gives grace to the humble, right?
Amen.
So that simple act of faith that you didn't completely understand
what I was doing, but it's just say, Lord, here I am.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that brought me. Nothing magic happened. I didn't fall because at that time was very popular. People impose hands and people started crying. Nothing was normal. The pastor gave me a hug and said thanks.
Yeah.
In Moscow, I went back to my place and meditate what I did, but I didn't know that God was start working.
Yeah.
So that was one of the days that I feel that I made a commitment, and you know what, this is real. I cannot be playing in both.
I want to interject because I want to ask you. You were talking about all these missionaries, like you mentioned Habitat for Humanity and Promise Keepers. These organizations that I've heard of here in Canada, and I remember you telling me that some other famous Americans that people will have probably heard of, Jim Elliot, his wife Elisabeth Elliot, Nate Saint, that whole crew who were famously killed in the Ecuadorian jungle. You would say that they have, if you traced your family tree of faith, it would go back to them. Can you tell the people that? Yeah,
that was a very interesting point. When people ask me when your family knew about Jesus, my grandfather was during 50s when that incident happened in the jungle. By the way, I had the opportunity to travel in one of my mission trips to Tony Ampare, to the place where the 5 missionaries were killed and the little town that has it plates and being there, I was like, wow, just an excuse. 5 guys they gave their life. They're knowing that there was something after this life with strong faith. Now I know about Jesus deeply.
Yeah.
So missionaries that came, they start coming from all over the places from the United States and Canada as well. So missionaries, actually, the church that I grew up.
Let me give like a 10-second background to that story. There were some missionaries from America who came in the 50s, right?
In the 50s,
and 1950s, and tried to contact a tribe in the jungle that hadn't heard about Jesus, and they had some success with starting to make contact with them, and then they, I think, maybe got a little too close for comfort, and they were killed. But the beautiful ending to that story is that the wives some of the wives stayed and eventually finished that contact, and the tribe ended up coming to Christ.
But during that incident, the big wave of missionaries came to Ecuador was massive. So they were sending missionaries from Venezuela. They were already established there, and my hometown was not planned to have a church. They were just passing by, and happened that was very famous for banana, that island.
Yeah.
So, banana plantation. So they decided to stay the night, and they sent letters to the mission and say, hey, can we open a church here? Say, if you can. And my grandfather was one of the first to be preached.
Wow.
So that's how I will be the 3rd generation by faith.
Yeah. Well, that's amazing, just the connections, right?
Yeah, and then one time I have to ask that question to one of the missionaries, that organization that I used to say, hey, now I'm living in Canada. What is our church that we kind of the mother, the organizer, the central of the mission in Ecuador? He said, it's hard to tell because at that time, Pentecostal, Baptist, Methodist, everybody got together and decided to support each other to preach.
Yeah.
It's very, he said, it's not clear to say Alliance or Methodist, nothing.
I think it's becoming more like that. But, all right. So we started 39 years ago, and then we skipped forward. You're like 20, 21, and you're still in Ecuador. Well, tell us about those. So you decide you're going to follow Jesus, and specifically in using your gifts to serve him. So tell me a little more about that.
When I did that prayer, God started opening more gates. more opportunities musically. I started surrounded by people that were really advanced in the music production, and had the opportunity to be as helping them setting up, being the staff guy. That I always make a joke in Spanish. I don't know how to translate it in English. That I am bajista y arreglista. Somebody who takes something and put it down. Bajista means bass player.
Okay.
Y arreglista, somebody who arrange or make things look pretty.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's my job. Is I have to take all the wire down and arrange, clean everything.
I'll have to think about how to translate that.
Yeah,
but it won't sound as beautiful in English.
Yeah, people like, oh, your music. No, I just take stuff and put it down. Oh,
Yeah.
But yeah, it was God knew my heart that I have a big desire to serve, and then I have opportunity to be involved in summer camps, and little by little start opening, and then people start knowing and noticing like, okay, this kid has a talent and he's willing. He's not expecting to be demanding like, oh, I need this microphone or I need this sound. If you don't get that, I won't sing.
Yeah.
I remember one day I show up, they didn't have a bass player, and then I show up with an all electric guitar that only has 3 strings, the top ones, and then I tune them down to 5 semitones and sounds like a bass. And the guy started laughing, said, I like how it sounds. And the strings all rusty by the salt from the ocean because it's so close in the same camps. So that's how God started giving me creativity to know music is not just I need the right perfect instrument to worshiping. It's the heart, and disposition to help, to serve.
Yeah. Well, and you've told me about just some. You've had your musical resume is very very interesting, especially for being here, because you played at these camps and these different things. You've told me about your all night prayer and worship sessions. There was a little bit of a mariachi band in there somewhere.
Well, that became more international when I crossed the border. So as soon as I have opportunity, when I was 27. 20, around that age, was the first time that I came out of Ecuador. I went to Colombia. That's another part that I'm going to share. How I ended up in Canada. But that's a part.
There's a lovely Colombian over there.
That's a reason. We talk. So, always when you have the passion, right? No matter, I remember when I was growing up, I remember seeing these drunk guys playing with 2 acoustic guitars. They start singing bohemian songs like dun, 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 very sad and depressing. But I love music so much that I used to sit there and start listening then, and every time clapping and look at the chords what they did, even though I started learning. But for me, they were master. They were my rock stars at the moment. So then always have interest for music as well as you. That's why we connect so well. The different diversity of music. And then listen something. I got involved, and then the need of people serving, like volunteering church. Like say, oh, today the keyboarder couldn't make it. Say, oh, we have 2 guitarists. Fito, would you mind? No, I don't mind. And I just stand in the... Even though I wasn't confident, I knew just basics, but I played basics. I told them, briefly remember telling them, I was just gonna do chords with string sounds, like holding. If I didn't know a chord, just play the root note and wait for it.
You just like to jump in and help, right? Which is an amazing thing about you. You're willing to try, and you're very willing to serve.
That's pretty much. I think God gave me the opportunity for that reason, not because I don't consider myself, oh, I'm talented. I just experiences. I did big mistakes. Oh my goodness! Now that I'm talking that, my first time that I play live, we were doing preaching in my hometown in different neighborhoods. So I used to be the staff guy for the guitar player of their church, and there was a female choir, like 8 or 10 girls. They used to sing, and this guy with the guitar, he lead them, and all of them sing unisono. At the same time, songs about like Jesus is coming soon, Jesus wants to. And I kind of knew the chords, but I wasn't that confident. And the church just bought a brand new electric guitar. And we didn't have a tuner.
Okay.
You can imagine.
Yeah.
So I was helping carrying everything. We set up the sound, test, everything. The two mics work, and the mic for the brother who's gonna sing and lead worship, he didn't show up.
Yeah. Okay.
So and the time was coming, and the pastor looked at me and said, "Hey, you know how this electric guitar works?" I say, "Yeah, but it's off tune. I cannot play it."
Yeah.
And he said, "Tune it up and play." And then it's a pinning, pinning, pinning.
Yeah.
It was a completely mess. That was my first play in public. Was a completely disaster.
Yeah. But you came back and you did it again.
And still,
Yeah. That's what we tell the kids, right?
Yeah.
Messing up is okay. Just come
yeah,
back at it.
don't give up. That's the key.
Yeah.
So, and then I remember I played so bad, the wrong accords. Even the singers, they stopped me and said, "Can you give me the chords so we can start singing?"
Yeah.
At some point, just electric guitar became a percussion instrument.
Right. Right. Hey, that's a good use for it, actually. Yeah.
Because I couldn't get no chord at all clean, just.
Yeah.
So we say it, and then I was so embarrassed that I told, hide me. And
Yeah.
the pastor, no, you have to be in front because as the setup with rehearsal.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I remember that was sweating buckets, and so what I'm doing here, I look around, everybody is that guy playing or what he's doing?
Yeah.
Very embarrassed, but
Yeah.
I didn't give up. I just keep learning and be involved.
Yeah. Why don't we try the pile of rocks segment right now? So let me explain to the listeners, if this is your first episode, I like to do this segment where we that I borrowed from an Old Testament Bible story where God miraculously took care of his people, the Israelites. He literally split a body of water so they could walk across. And because he knew they were going to be forgetful, se me olvidó otra vez. He knew they were going to be forgetful of his faithfulness. He said, "Make a pile of rocks, a monument to my faithfulness, so that when you're tempted to walk away from me, to forget, or when you're discouraged, that you can look back at that and say, no, God was faithful. He will be faithful again." So I've been asking. My first pile of rocks was Fito, as I shared earlier, and Fito actually is playing. I think you're playing piano and bass in the song that we're gonna play after we do this segment.
Yeah.
But could you share your pile of rocks with us?
Yeah, when you mentioned what it's about, I was thinking, said, wow, there are so many, but there's a special, God has been faithful, even for me coming from a different country, different culture, that I found the people who has take care of me in a country brand new for me, that I only knew my wife and nobody else. Yeah. And God started sending people the right moment and the right time when I was about to give up. He said, God have you here for a purpose. Just keep trying. And having gratitude. Yeah. We're so blessed here in Canada. Yeah, I didn't understand when my first years of snow. So why people complain? It's just beautiful. It's magic.
Yeah, well, I find the foreigners, some of the foreigners I know like snow the most.
Yeah.
Our pastor Mark, who's from Miami, or not Miami, he's from Florida. It it tells us all he prays for snow.
Yeah, and what I can say that when I look back this decade that I've been in Canada living, God has been faithful. Yeah. So much took care of me. I can tell I never went to bed with an empty stomach. Yeah. I have eaten. I have the support at the right moment.
Right. And you think maybe you come to this land of opportunity and you immediately have plenty. It's not like that, right? It's very difficult. Yeah. In fact, you're still dealing with some of those struggles, right?
Yeah, but I can see all the verses meeting you, and then you said, I have this project, record songs from the Bible. I said, this is how I learned the Bible. Yeah, this is amazing. Now I had the same experience, a little bit older, but
because
in English.
That Tim, right?
Yeah, he used to do that.
Yeah.
We used to memorize 4 or 5 verses in one song.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when I started learning how to read, I say, oh, this is here, the song that we learned in the summer camp.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I share just the story you shared with me a few minutes ago about your stove? Like you had a need, your stove was starting to fall apart, and then fell apart even further. But just a friend of ours, a Christian friend, had a stove, and they wanted to give it away.
It was a coincidence. Just talking to him like random stuff. Say, hey, what is your? Say, yeah, we have it here. You need one? He said, yeah, but we don't have that kind. Take it, it's yours.
Yeah.
And he helped me bring it here and bring it in.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I'll read another scripture, because we like to read scripture on this podcast, of the church. In this case, it was the church just taking care of each other, as it was in the early days of the church.
Is that in the book of Acts, I think?
Yeah, I don't know why I was thinking Acts, but I turned to John. I was like, that's not it. Jump cut. They devoted themselves. Here we go. They devoted themselves to the apostles' teaching and to fellowship, to the breaking of bread and to prayer. Everyone was filled with awe at the many wonders and signs performed by the apostles. All the believers were together and had everything in common. They sold property and possessions to give to anyone who had need. Every day, they continued to meet together in the temple courts. They broke bread in their homes and ate together with glad and sincere hearts, praising God and enjoying the favor of all the people. And the Lord added to their number daily those who were being saved. I was just, unless it's I'm just thinking of a different translation of that, or I know in 4, there we go, Acts 4, it says kind of a similar thing. God's grace was so powerfully at work in them all that there were no needy people among them. They just took care of each other, right?
Yeah, that's how I see.
And it's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And a humbling thing when you have to ask for help, right?
Yeah, it's another learning lesson. Like when I was telling a friend yesterday, I think, that nobody has the app already to read minds.
Right.
You have to open your mouth.
Yeah.
Everybody's gonna assume, oh, you're fine.
Yeah.
You don't ask for help.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
So your pile of rocks is that God has just taken care of you in so many different ways over the years, right?
Yeah, a lot. With the blessing of having Haven in my life, meeting.
Right. Yeah.
9 years ago.
We decided to record this outside at Fito's house. So we've had his family wandering around. Haven's right here, and Melissa was just here. She's the Colombian I alluded to earlier.
That's for another podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's seeing Haven with the talent of music. When he was born, I put my hands in Melissa's belly and said, God, can I ask you something? Can he be a musician or she? We didn't know until he was born.
Right.
And God gave me.
Well, he answered that prayer and then some.
Yeah, I prayed kind of be interested in music, but I said, I'm gonna say you're talented.
Yeah. Well, and he is. We'll add that to the pile of rocks, because as you heard at the start of the podcast, he's a very talented young musician and likes to make up songs. Does sound for our gigs. Yeah. Starting to do sound for our gigs, right? Which is for me, again, I prayed at the start of Jam for God to bring the right people, and that also included students, right? Like when I first, years ago, when I first started just drawing ideas for Jam on a piece of paper, right? I had a list of kids that I knew, right? Yeah. At the time, of course, you would write down, okay, we could reach this kid and this kid and this kid, but the kids we've actually reached now are a completely different group of kids.
Yes.
And they came in the perfect timing. We just got this core group of kids that was the perfect age and has great, unique talents. And we trust, because he's been faithful in providing that, we trust that he'll provide more kids in the future.
Yep.
And more helpers, because we're going to need more help. going forward.
Oh yeah, this is growing, and then I can see the students becoming helpers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the beautiful thing we're kind of getting into is that some of the kids are getting older, they're getting some experience, and they're playing in the band, and like I said, Haven's doing sound at our gigs, which was a very big need. I've been praying about sound people, I still am. But Haven now at our last couple gigs, we haven't had to worry about it because he's doing great.
Yeah, I would say the sound guy is the last, give the last touch to music.
Yes.
Yeah, have to have an idea what he's doing.
Yeah. And you do need to also have, what did you call that thing in Spanish that you used to do, picking up gear and putting it down?
Bajista y Arreglista.
Yeah, I'll have to ask you how to spell that. You need them all, right?
Yeah, this is the body, we are in the same body, right?
Yeah.
Everybody picking up cables, wrapping it up and putting it away, carrying. That's a community.
It's like that passage you read earlier, right? Ephesians 2:10, the works that he laid out in advance for us to do, right?
Yeah,
and if everybody if everyone was the guitar player, then who would be the Arreglista a la vista?
No, and as I told you, I'm so happy to see the kids growing. Even Leon, he's taking my job with the bass. I was hired first time by Ben to play bass, and then slowly I've been taking some songs out of my hands. So, okay, that's fine. That's the whole purpose.
I know. I think you had one song at our recent concert where you had nothing to do. You looked around and you're like, well, what do I do?
And then I saw Callis tambourine and I said, hey, would you mind? She go ahead, it's free. And then I start just...
Yeah, that's the whole model of ministry I learned is you wanna lose your job, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
To give the post, that's the right word, post to somebody when the exchange.
Oh, the baton.
The baton. Yeah, we said posta. Yeah, I was trying to make it up in English.
Yeah.
Haven is my personal interpreter too.
Right.
Yeah. In new language is a never-ending life experience.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Yeah, no kidding.
Don't give up. If you just start learning any language, keep doing.
Yeah.
Never stop.
Yeah. Well, and you're doing great. We understand you just fine.
Thank you.
Yeah. Praise the Lord for that. Well, why don't we play the song, the Raise the Pile of Rocks song. Haven, can you count it in?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Anything else you wanna share with the?
I think at the end of the day, we all are have a call from God. It's up to us to listen or just get distracted from the world. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's to submit our heart to say, Lord, here I am. I don't have much talent. Do whatever you want to do. If you want to give me some talent, I'll take it, but I don't.
Yeah.
My hands are here to carry things.
Yeah.
Honestly, that was my main intention. I never thought that I was able to. I never had a guitar.
Yeah.
Never had an instrument. And then God saw my commitment, and then people start blessing me. My brother gave me my first guitar.
Yeah.
He bought it for me, $20.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I tell Haven when you start.
You be faithful with a little bit.
Yeah, got it.
And He'll give you more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Open the gauges of the heaven.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, thanks for being here, man. Thanks for inviting me.
Thank you. Do you want to go and have some plantains and food?
I would love to.
Let's go.
Jesus has come.